Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Teresa Nicole, and today I'm going to be telling you all about the amazing health benefits of flaxseed and then show you how you can easily get a serving of flaxseed into your daily diet. So let's get started. So the reason why I became so interested in flax seeds is because I went to a seminar where one of the speakers was talking about detoxification, and he was talking about how we're exposed to all of these estrogenic synthetic chemicals in our environment through pesticides and non-organic food and plasticizers and plastic water bottles that can leach into our water, and then like plastic food containers that we're storing our food in that can leach into the food, and then we're being exposed to these bad estrogens that are basically binding to the estrogen receptors in our body and blocking the good estrogens, which is what we need, from binding to the receptors and binding to the estrogen receptors in our body and causing disruption in our hormones. And so what the science shows is that flaxseed, because it is a phytoestrogen, it can actually bind to the estrogen receptors in our body and block the bad estrogens from these synthetic chemicals from binding to our receptors and causing hormone disruption. And so flaxseed has this amazing estrogen modulating property, and so that's one of its great benefits. So the main component in flax seeds that have this estrogen modulating effect is the lignans. Now the lignans are not going to be high in the flaxseed oil. You can really only get it from the seeds. So I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. So these right here are organic whole flax seeds. And as you can see right here, it says 98 milligrams of lignans per serving. So this right here is going to be a really good source of those estrogen modulating components called lignans. And so what I do with these, they're very shelf stable, so they can stay in your pantry for a long time. So I just get them out when I need them. But you can bake with them, you can put them in your smoothie, put them on top of yogurt, put them in your cereal, you can put them in oatmeal. So you can just add them to various foods. And what these flax seeds are going to do is they're actually going to reduce the glycemic load of these foods. So for example, cereal is typically high glycemic, especially if you get cereals that have added sugar to them, or they're low in fiber and they're very processed, and they're not going to be whole grain cereal with fiber. Those cereals are going to spike your blood sugar immediately after you eat them. You're going to get some immediate energy as soon as you eat that cereal, but then your blood sugar is going to crash within an hour, typically, because it's high glycemic. And then you're going to feel really hungry as soon as your blood sugar drops. So what you can do with the flax seeds is you can just sprinkle a little bit onto your cereal, and it's going to reduce that glycemic load so that the food is going to take longer to break down in your system. It's going to have a slow release of glucose into the bloodstream so that you don't have this huge spike in blood sugar and then a huge drop to where and you're hungry an hour later, or you just feel, fatigued and tired within an hour after eating your breakfast. So that's just such a wonderful benefit of flaxseed. Another great health benefit of flaxseed is that it's a really good source of fiber. So I want to show you guys these crackers that I just found at Whole Foods, which inspired me actually to do this video. So these are called Flackers, and this one is just sea salt. So the ingredients in this are organic flax seeds, organic apple cider vinegar, and sea salt. 3 ingredients. So this is a really, really good way to get a serving of flax seeds in every single day, because actually 1 serving of flax seeds is only 1 tablespoon of flax seeds. So eating these crackers, which are basically just flax seeds, and I'll show you guys exactly what they look like. So they're basically just flax seeds that have been dehydrated down so that they stick together. And 1 serving of these crackers has 9 grams of fiber. So that is just so good for promoting regularity. These crackers also have 6 grams of protein, and they're really high in fat, but they're really high in healthy fat. They're really high in omega-3 fatty acids. Now, omega-3 fatty acids are so important for brain health, eye health, skin health, heart health. And so, we need omega-3s in our diet every single day because it's one of those fatty acids that's essential. Our body does not make it, so we have to get it into our diet. And so what I do is I actually take a supplement of fish oil every single day, every single morning actually. So that's how I get in my omega-3 fatty acids. But for people who are vegan and do not want to take a fish oil supplement, then flaxseed is an alternative because flaxseed is so high in those really healthy omega-3s. So I'll show you guys the other crackers that I got. They're the same brand of crackers. They're just different flavors. I decided to get all the savory flavors that they had. So this one's rosemary. And so this one has flax seeds, apple cider vinegar, rosemary, and sage, and sea salt. So it's 6 ingredients. 9 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein. This has 10 grams of fat. So one other thing I want to tell you guys about these crackers, and I'll show you this one too. This one is the savory flavor. So this one's going to have flavors of garlic, onion, basil, and red chili pepper. And they're all really good. This one's actually my favorite one. And then they had another flavor at Whole Foods, and it was cinnamon. So I'm probably going to get that one next time so I can try them all. But anyway, so the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is whenever you get hungry late at night, let's say you're about to go to bed and you go to bed and all of a sudden you can't fall asleep because your tummy's growling and you're feeling hungry even though you ate dinner, but maybe you ate an early dinner, and so all of a sudden you're hungry again. But do you really want to go eat a bunch of food right before bed? I mean, most people don't, right? Because when you're sleeping, your body is recovering from the day. It's eliminating toxins. That's whenever your body really goes through extreme detoxification, is when you're sleeping. And so if you eat food right before bed, then instead of your body focusing on detoxification, it's going to be focusing on digesting that food that you just ate. And it's also going to raise your insulin levels, which can cause you to store fat. So not something that most people want to do, I guess, like right before bed. But if you're hungry and you can't sleep, then you have to eat something. So these flaxseed crackers are actually something that I would suggest to someone who is not able to fall asleep right before bed because they're feeling a little hungry. I would suggest that these flaxseed crackers are a really healthy snack to have right before bed because they're high in fiber, they're high in healthy fat, they have a good amount of protein, and so it's going to help you feel full on just a few of the crackers. You're not going to have to eat a bunch of them. And usually right before bed, you're just tired. You don't want to go eat a big meal when you're tired. And you obviously don't want to eat something with a high glycemic load. Anything with added sugar, anything, low in fiber, that's going to spike your blood sugar and cause you to produce more insulin. So you always want to stick to something that's more low glycemic if you want to have a snack right before bed. So these flaxseed crackers are definitely a good option if you need to have a healthy snack on hand, just in case you get hungry right before bed. And then the other thing I want to show you guys is this. This is flaxseed meal. So this is completely ground flaxseed, and so it's like a powder. And you can sprinkle that again on your oatmeal. You can sprinkle it on your cereal. You can actually even sprinkle it on top of rice, like white rice, which is going to have a really high glycemic load and really spike your blood sugar after you eat it. And when you put it on top of the rice, it will reduce the glycemic load. So again, your blood sugar is more stable. After you eat it, the food's gonna be broken down more slowly. So I just think that flaxseed is a great thing to have, especially these crackers. They're just so easy to consume. I mean, you can have maybe 2 or 3 crackers at a time because they're that filling. It says the serving size is 10 crackers. I've never eaten 10 of these at one time. I've probably at most eaten 5 because they're that filling. I mean, they're basically just a bunch of flaxseed all stuck together. That's really all they are, with apple cider vinegar and some seasonings. And it's just a really good way. And it's just a really good way to get in those healthy omega-3 fatty acids, get in some fiber, some protein, some healthy fats, so that you can feel full longer whenever you have your snacks throughout the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on all of the amazing health benefits of flaxseed. And feel free to go find some of those flaxseed crackers at Whole Foods. They're called Flockers, or you can buy the ground flaxseed meal, or you can buy these flax seeds. And I also just want to say one more thing. The lignans that are really high in the flax seeds are not going to be high in the flaxseed oil. So if you want to get that estrogen modulating effect from the flax seeds, then you have to actually eat the flax seed, not the oil. That's what's going to be the highest in the lignans. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.